Good morning, guys. How are you today? I hope that all of you are okay. Today we'll continue having the lesson of ratio and sharing. We are going to solve examples together, and we have to look at the agenda. As you can see here, our agenda today is going to be a recall to remember what we said last session, and we will talk about ratio and sharing, but a little bit in depth. And we'll have our classwork, and then we'll have homework. So let's start with the recall. Here is an example for a parent wanted to divide an amount of money which is $600 among his children in ratio of 1 to 2 to 3. As you remember that this is similar to our last session's example, so I will give you time just for 2 minutes to try to think about it and solve it. So first, to solve this kind of questions, we have to put the ratio form, like as you can see, the first one to the second one to the third one. And because he has total money of $600, so we have to write down the total to make a column for the total. And after that, write down the ratio in order. The first one will have 1, the second one ratio is 2, the third one ratio is 3. And after that, get the total is 600 to put it under the total. And as you remember, we are searching for the complete column, and as you can see here in the table, it's the total column is the complete column that has the ratio and the money. So first of all, we have to get the value of part. The value of part, as we remember too, we just make the total money $600. We are dividing by the total share. The 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 6, so we are just dividing by 6. So we will get the value of part equals $100. And after that, after we get that, we are just multiplying by the ratio of every and each one from the children. So the first one, we will have 100 times 1. It's the ratio. So the value of part times his ratio. And the second child will have 100. This is the value of part, and we multiply by his ratio, which is 2. So 100 times 2 equals $200. And the third child will have 100. This is the value of part, $100 times his ratio, which is 3. So 100 times 3 equals 300. And to make sure of your answer, we are just adding all the money that for the children, for the 3 children. So $100, this is the first son, plus $200 for the second son, and $300 for the third son. And if you add them all, you will find out that they are all equal to the total money of the parent that you want to divide with. So equals $600, and that's it. Right now, I just need you to try to solve the example number 5, page 322, but do not look at the answers, please. I just need you to try to solve this example with the same method that we used in the recall question. So try to do it. You have 2 minutes to solve it. Here is the answer for this question. The question, to let me read the question for you. Alesha makes a drink for her children by mixing juice and lemonade in the ratio of 3 to 5. So she is mixing two things. So when we are solving, we are just making ratio for two things. Juice to lemonade, which is the ratio is 3 to 5. And after that, he told you that she used 250 milliliters of lemonade. So I'm putting under them the ratio of the lemonade, 250 milliliters. And after that, read the question carefully. He is asking how much of the drink will there be altogether if Alesha add the right amount of juice. So, first of all, as I said before, we have to search for the complete column. So, where's the complete column? It's lemonade, yes. So, you will find lemonade has the ratio and the amount of drink of the lemonade itself, which is 250 milliliters. So, first of all, we have to divide them together and get the value of part. So, the value of part equals 250 divided by 5 is going to be equals to 50 milliliters. So he asked right now about the drink altogether. So the drink will be 50, this is the value of part. We will multiply it by the total ratio, total parts, which is 8. So 50 times 8 is going to be equals to 400 milliliters. And this is the answer for the question. But if he just asked you about the ratio of juice or the amount of juice that he used to make this drink, you're just making it easy. The value of part is 50 milliliters. I will multiply it by 3, which juice ratio, and then the answer is 150 milliliters. And to make sure of your answer, you're just adding 150 milliliters, which is juice, plus 250 milliliters, which is lemonade. You will find the total is 400 milliliters, which is the whole drink. That's it. As you can see here, our agenda today is going to be a recall to remember what we said last session. And we will talk about ratio and sharing, but a little bit in depth. And we'll have our classwork and then we'll have homework. So let's start with the recall. Here in question number 3, he said that two waitresses, Helga and Martina, shared their tips in the ratio of 3 to 2. So in the first question, he said, what fraction did Martina receive? So first of all, we have to get the total parts. Do you remember the story of the pizza? So we have to add all the parts that we ate together. So it's the same with the ratio. So the ratio here is 3 to 2. So we have to get the total, which is 3 plus 2 equals to 5. So the total is 5. Total parts is 5. So he needs the fraction of Martina that Martina received. So Martina has the ratio of 2. So it's going to be 2 over the total, which is 5. So the answer is 2 to 5. And according to question number B, he said that the total of all thefts was 45 pounds. How much did Martina receive? So we have to make the ratio form, which is Helga to Martina to total. So the ratio of Helga to Martina it was 3 to 2, and the total parts was 5, and the total amount of money was 45. So I'm searching again for the complete column, and if you searched here, you'll find that the total column is the complete column. So we get the value of a part, which is 45 divided 5 equals to 9 pounds. And easily we can calculate Martina's share. We multiply the value of parts to the ratio of Martina. So it's 9 times 2 equals 18 pounds. And for extra mile, if you want to go extra mile, you will get Helga's share, which is 9 times 3, which is 27 pounds. Here in question number 4, the question said, in a small library, the ratio of fiction to non-fiction books is 1 to 8. So he needs to know the fraction of fiction books. So first of all, we have to get the total parts. It's 1 and 8, so the total parts are 9. So 1 plus 8 equals 9. This is the total. And to know the fraction of fiction books, we need to know the ratio of fiction books. So the fiction is 1 to 8, so it's 1. And the total parts are 9, so it's 1 over 9. So this is the answer of number A. Number B, how many books are there altogether? So remember to make this ratio form, fiction to non-fiction to total, and to write down the ratio, it's 1 to 8, and the total is 9. And he said here that there are 120 fiction books, so I will write down 120 under the fiction books. And then get the value of parts, as usual, the complete column. Its value of parts is 120 over 1 equals 120 books. And to know all of the books together, so you multiply the number of parts for the total, which is 9, times 120, so the answer is 1080 books. Let me solve question number 5 with you. Because it has an idea. It's a very simple idea, but you have to know it. Here, the question: Harriet and Richard go shopping separately. They buy 66 items altogether. Listen to this. This is the most important thing in the question. Harriet buys twice as many items as Richard. Twice, guys. So twice it means 2 to 1, because he just bought double the amount, double items of Richard. So just remember these words: twice, triple. half, third, fourth, quarter. These words are very important because it's as we said that the ratio can be written as a fraction in a fraction form, so it can be written like that. So here the question, how many items does Harriet buy? It's the same thing. I'm just making this ratio form Harriet to Richard to total, and because Harriet bought twice as many items as Richard, so Harriet is 2 and Richard is 1, so it's 2 to 1. And again, we are making the same thing again. We're getting the total 2 to 1, so 2 plus 1 equals 3. So the total is equal 3 parts. And they both here 66 items, so it's 66 in the total items. And after that, we get again the value of parts, the value of part, so it's going to be 66 over 3, so it's going to be 22 items. And once you get the value of parts, you are multiplying by the ratio of any one of them, whatever, whoever he's asking about. So he said here in the question, how many items does Harriet buy? So he needs to know the items of Harriet. So Harriet has 2 items or 2 parts. So 2 times 22 equals 44 items. So guys, let's wrap up together. So the ratio, I can write it down as a fraction, I can write it down in word form, I can write it down in ratio form, and this is the most the most popular way to write down the ratio. And again, when you want to know the total parts we're adding, maybe I get you a question for the difference, for example, so you're subtracting. So I can play with words. You have to focus in reading the question very carefully to get it and answer it correctly. So the homework, guys, is going to be workbook page 116 from number 1 to number 4. Thank you very much.